I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Later in the agenda, we will vote to enter executive session to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, because doing so in open session will have a detrimental effect on the litigating position of the school committee. Following the executive session, the committee will have no other business other than to motion to adjourn. We do have one agenda adjustment tonight. Item 5, student of the month, Brianna Ruffin, is unable to join us this evening as she has a volleyball triple header at Bristol Aggie. We'll recognize her in our November meet. And this meeting's being videotaped. And any public comment? Can you just state your name and please? Thank you.
It's not plugged in. No.
Yeah, don't fall.
Oh, okay.
Someone's ringing the doorbell.
Hi, my name is Paul Varley, and I live in Whitman. I'm here today as my town-appointed state rep, Allison Sullivan, directed me to come to this committee for your help to take care of all my issues. Now, either Allison Sullivan or this very committee has no idea what its function is, as this committee sent a very brief summation in a letter stating nothing will be done on the committee's end. Then pretty much dismissing my very lengthy email timelining everything, you informed me to talk to Mr. Hickey, which I clearly stated I've tried with multiple meetings to no avail. Make me feel the latter is true. My hope here today is that I can use this public forum to find someone who cares and can help. As I've heard from former and current students over the last few years, these are the things going on that the school is also aware of. Apparently, this school staff and committee can't be bothered with rampant bullying, even going so far as verbal threats to kill others, verbal threats to blow or shoot up the school, underage pornography, sexual assaults, destruction of a motor vehicle parked and/or in motion on a roadway. Here's the facts. This school is, by definition, the model school for bullying culture. You've got kids fighting inside the school, editing funny videos of it, bullying each other relentless, taking inappropriate photos of each other, sexually assaulting each other, destroying each other's property, and threatening each other's very lives. Well, it doesn't stop there, because how does that make the whole school a model for bullying culture? You have the teachers and coaches also joining in on bullying, lying, and stealing from the kids, which passes on that mindset. And note, that is not all, regrettably. You've got administration doing nothing, trying to just blow it off as if they're too busy, even saying straight to my face at a meeting how they don't have time to hear about bullying, sexual assault, and destruction of a motor vehicle. Don't have time? This is a school that's supposed to provide kids with a safe and healthy school environment to learn and grow. I've given the school far too many chances to do something tangible, and I live by the motto, see something, say something. So here I am. Here's your wake-up call, South Shore. Before catastrophe is at our doorsteps, as saying it'll never happen here only holds true until it doesn't. Not one board member sought me out 3 months ago when I tried to plead my point. Not 2 months ago when I sent my email, nor last month when I was 7 minutes late and didn't get to speak as I was coming from work. So what are you gonna do now? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Paul. You can if you want, but I can. Solves that. Okay. Any more public comment? All right, we'll move on. Can I get a motion to approve the set of minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by
Seconded.
Whitman. Hanover, second by Norwell. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
I abstain.
Okay, because he wasn't there. All right, motion carries. Staff spotlight. Mark Stauber?
Hello. Hey, Matt. I'm gonna go. We were prepared for Brianna Ruffin, but she's not here, so we're gonna save this slide for next month. So it's my pleasure. Officer Adam Hill has joined us this evening. He is our new student resource officer from the Hanover Police Department. Officer Hill is here 16 hours a week, which usually is about 2 days a week for about 8 hours. He comes in about 8, he stays till 4, which allows him to be at a lot of the events after school. He's also at special events. He gave up time. He was here for the homecoming dance, which was a great time. So I just want to give a big shout out. He's in the classrooms, he's in the shops, he's communicating with the kids, he eats lunch with the kids, he sits at their tables. He's doing a fabulous job, and we are appreciative of every moment that he can give us. Officer Head.
Thank you. Everybody's been very welcoming to me in this new position. It's been a joy to come in and work with the kids. Staff has been phenomenal welcoming me in here. I had no idea the capabilities of this facility. I'm truly impressed with it. The kids are unbelievable. You walk into a shop, you ask a couple questions, and you get a whole lesson. And it's really amazing to see 15, 14, 16, 17-year-old kids teaching an adult something. Should be proud of the work that goes on here. I'm very impressed. The administration's been very welcoming to me. Student support services, any questions I have, they've been excellent with me. Thank you for this opportunity. I hope to continue it forward.
Thank you.
Alan.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to, well, Student Advisory Council. Almost forgot about you. Next, we'll hear from Emily. Welcome, Emily.
Hi guys. So a few things that are coming up this month is CMASC. So on Friday, October 25th, Student Council takes a trip down to whatever school is chosen for that particular time, and there's 3 events, and we go there and we basically become better leaders. We become better leaders for our classes and to overly like lead the school as student leaders. And so this fall leadership, our seniors are actually going to plan and run their own workshops, and they will be picking up other we will be picking up other strategies and strengthening our skills in being class leaders. And the Haunted Hollow is on Saturday, October 26th, so Student Council and other student organizations will be putting on our annual Haunted Hollow. It's a community outreach project, so it's like a give back, and we allow young children and their parents to come and do arts and crafts, some games and other fun things to help celebrate Halloween here. Powder Puff is coming up in November, and it's a flag football competition for the females throughout the grade. It raises spirits through the grades, and it's overall a fun time for everybody, and this game takes place on Wednesday, November 20th. Student Council will also continue our tradition of selling spirit shirts to the various classes. Students who wear these shirts will typically be able to get into the South Shore Technical home games for free, and our goal here is to increase South Shore Technical visibility and promote our students' participation at our sporting events. Also, Student Council is interested in organizing some community cleanup dates, so if any other school committee member has a town location they would like to submit to us, please reach out and give us the information on the site you would like to see some tender love and care.
Emily, what are the hours of the haunted hallway?
I believe they're 10 to 1.
10 to 1, thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Emily. All right, we'll move on to treasurer's reports. Jim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the treasurer's report for this month, on the cover, continuing the tradition of placing photographs on the cover, we have some information from the Kenny Thayer Car Show, and again, some sporting events with the soccer, volleyball, and golf teams. We also have a picture on the right-hand side of the student representatives who went down to the May Center for the Special Olympics that Emily had spoken about at the previous month's meeting, and a little picture of a little cosmetology work going on there. So overall, very active. First page has a summary of all of our financial positions at the close of business on September 30th. And cash balances are remaining strong. Overall, $5.6 million in our operating accounts and savings accounts. Again, we have $1.3 million in our stabilization account, which is, again, we've been adding to that over the last few years for future endeavors and so forth. And at the bottom, OPEB has about $674,000 in there. And we add a little over $1,000 a month into that fund, along with the annual contribution that is part of the budget. So, again, that continues to grow nicely. So, second page is a listing of our revenue for the month of September. Again, we've billed our member towns for their first installment in July and August. So we've already collected the first one. We won't bill again until October 1st. So there's no revenue from our member towns. We do get our monthly Chapter 78 of $370,000. So that's the only revenue that came in during the course of September. And finally, on the back page, we have our expenditures. Total expenditures for the month, a little over $1 million. The largest, $661,000, is of the payroll. So the other big item is our workers' compensation bill came in, which is again annually a little over $70,000 a year. So that was paid in one lump sum for this year. And everything else is running smoothly. Again, Sylvia is doing a great job processing the purchase orders with the new online systems. It seems like we're getting things through the process a lot quicker. Normally we're on anywhere from a 30-day, 35-day processing to payments and so forth. And now with the new automated system, things are working faster. So we're paying our bills in anywhere from 15 to 22 days. So we're spitting things out pretty quickly at the in the business office. And Tricia's been doing a great job with the again, the online. We're slowly moving forward with more and more technology in the payroll department. We now have a computer monitor in the office for staff that may not be the most technologically savvy group, that they can come in and do their electronic timesheets here in the office with the help of Tricia. So that's working out well as well. So overall, things are very strong financially.
Right. Thanks, Jim. I ask for a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Motion made by Whitman, second by Abington. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right, opposed? All right, motion carries. Jim, anything else?
Yeah, we do have a budget transfer request for $5,000. Again, workers' comp, when we do the budget process, we estimate where things are going to be. Again, the big thing with workers' comp is the experience modification based upon prior injuries and claims that have been placed against the account. So there is we budgeted a little low. And we just recently had the auditor come in for the workers' comp that came in and did the process. So we're expecting a little bit of an increase on our premium. So we're looking to transfer $5,000 into the workers' comp line item, and the money would come out of the line item for the health insurance.
Okay, thanks, Jim. I ask for a motion to approve the budget transfer.
So moved.
Motion made by Whitman, second by Norwell. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Jim?
One other, just an update. I haven't spoken about my expertise in the solar grid panel stuff yet recently, so just want to update everybody on the status of our Situate solar panel project that we've had. We're in the second phase of our contract with Situate, and it's going along very well. We can play with the percentage of credit that we get from Situate. We upped it a little bit to 25%. About 3-4 months ago, and to take advantage of their summer season. And the credits have been rolling in, so we're in a good position now. We've got credits on our national grid bills, which will then, as we get into the winter months, will be eaten away with the high electrical costs that we have during the winter months. So everything's working very well with the Situate solar panels, and their production level is up too. They had a little glitch in the system with their meters and so forth, but they're back online and everything's working out well. So.
Great. Thanks, Jim. Chairman, nothing from the chairman tonight. Subcommittees, we have no subcommittee reports tonight, so I'll hand it over to Superintendent Director Hickey. Mr. Hickey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very brief from me this evening. I alert you all to the obvious event coming up this weekend, where we have our open house. It runs from 10 to 1 on this Saturday, and as you would expect, all parts of the school are getting ready, and everything is looking great, and we'll be well prepared to greet prospective students and families, allow them to apply and be interviewed while here. And for families who can't make open house, it's not a one-shot deal. Our Student Services Department runs scheduled tours, which we found to be increasingly valuable, an option that many families take advantage of throughout the admissions season, which really kicks off with our open house. Beyond that public service announcement, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Aubrey and Ms. Baldner, as they'll be making a presentation on various topics of importance to us.
Hello again.
Hey.
Hey,
Oh,
oh boy.
No.
no, my coat caught it. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. All right, first up, I'm sure you might have heard the news, and maybe you didn't see it, but last week, the Hanover Fire Department, a week ago Sunday, had to take ambulance 2 out of service. The back bumper was gone on that. They already had an ambulance that was out of service, and so they needed to turn around, and who did they call? They called us. So this is a story that has been running, that ran on, Miss Baldner.
Ms. Baldwin to the rescue.
There we go.
Mr. Aubrey, that can't be angled, correct? That's stationary? Just slightly.
Good.
Yep, that way, thank you.
No problem. We're gonna have to watch a quick little ad.
Boston 25 News is now on Alexa. Get the latest breaking news, weather, and local stories. Just download the Alexa app, log into your Amazon account, search for Boston 25 News, and enable this skill. For more information, go to boston25news.com.
The vocational students coming to the rescue of the Hanover Fire Department.
Together, South Shore tech students got a perfect ambulance back in service. Today, the students told us about the value of the trades as the fire chief praised them for a job well done. Hanover's ambulance 2 heading out to Paul Friday, back in service, thanks to a group of talented and hard-working vocational students.
Ambulance came in, the bumper was like completely gone.
The ambulance had to be taken out of service Sunday night because the back bumper was rotted. With another ambulance out for repairs, that left the department with just one ambulance to service a town of about 14,000 people.
We knew we needed to get this ambulance turned around quickly, get it repaired so that we could get it back in service.
Knowing it could take days to get it back, if it brought us to a repair shop, Chief Jeff Blanchard called up the South Shore Technical High School in town. The students in the metal fabrication and welding program were happy to help.
We had to cut off the back bumper. It was rotted. We brought it in. We made a big layout of the piece, mounted it all up, welded it, and painted it, put it back on.
They took that somewhere else. It would have been a couple $100 to make them a new bumper in probably a couple of days' time. We did it and banked out in 2 days for free.
Their instructor, Bob Mello, says he's grateful the fire department entrusted his students with the job.
That was an awesome project that those kids got to do because it was an application of what they learned in the classroom that now transferred out to a real life situation.
It was also a chance for the school to give back to the community.
I was joking with the kids, I go, you know what, we're fixing this thing right now, and who knows, it could be one of us that needs this later on today. Let's hope not, but you never know.
The fire chief gave a rave review, saying the students did a top-notch job.
The students do excellent work, and I think they enjoyed the project as well.
The work also highlighted the importance of the trades and the value of a vocational school education.
It's fun. You get to learn a lot. You can take it in the real world, get a job. They don't get stuff like this in regular high schools.
We have people knocking on our doors constantly looking for kids with talent and skill.
Certainly a job well done by all those students there. Where'd to go? The fire chief telling us students from other trades after school have helped out with different projects around the firehouse. He says the fire chiefs from the towns that the school serves are working on a program right now to introduce students to the fire service.
That's on Google News today too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
getting picked up everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I was speaking to a Norfolk Aggie school teacher at the cross-country meet, and he raved about that. He said the students were well-spoken, and that is the greatest thing he's seen. So,
And
well done.
we talk about what we can do for the towns and how we give back to the towns, and this is one of those opportunities. Superintendent Hickey had a meeting with town managers a couple weeks ago about ideas and how we can help them and bring things to them. So it's good for our students, but it's also good for the communities we serve, so it's a win-win for everybody who gets involved in that. All right, Superintendent Hickey did mention open house, but when you come on Saturday, and I hope you do get to make it, you're gonna see a lot more signs and different things around the building, new posters. It's being a pain now. Here we go. postcards that were mailed out, buck slips. Buck slips are little two-sided pieces of paper that are going to tell everybody about the shop. It's going to highlight where the job opportunities are, where your careers are, what kind of certifications you get. It's something for those students and those parents who go into the shops to walk away with. It gives them something to remind themselves of what was in automotive, what do I get out of it, what do I get out of metal fab, what do I get out of graphics and DVC, that type of stuff. You'll notice one of the young people very familiar to us, Emily Ingram, she was one of the people that is responsible for a lot of the work. She's been working with Ms. Ballner on these things. So we're gonna have brand new posters around the building on all the bulletin boards. Shop signage is gonna get changed over to new brighter colors. You're gonna see a lot more, just a little bit of wham when you come in on Saturday, dressing the place up. So we're very excited. We invite you guys all to come in. Skills USA, we're doing something a little different with Skills USA. Skills USA is the competition that is local, state, and then national, and it allows our trade skills students to show their trades and compare their trade skills against other schools. And so this year, when we're starting our local, we're gonna have a Skills USA Day, where we're gonna set aside November 22nd, the Friday before Thanksgiving, and we are gonna test every 10th and 11th and 12th grade student on their skills and their shop knowledge. And then we're gonna pick the best and the brightest and the most capable, and those are the students who are gonna go on. We're gonna allow every kid in a shop to take this test. Then they'll go to the districts and other events from there on, and hopefully to the nationals like we did last year. Fall state leadership, I'm sure Emily will be mentioning it to you. Emily is also the president of the Skills USA chapter. So that's the weekend right before we get to Thanksgiving. And then something different we're doing here this year with Skills USA. This moves from school to school. This year we are hosting the holiday party. So this is for about 25 area families who have been designated low income, needing help. They're gonna come in, we're gonna feed them, we're gonna have Santa here, we're gonna raise money for toys and whatever else the family's wish list is. And we're gonna do that on December 14th. So we're really looking at another one of those way we give back to the community type events, which I think will be a win-win for, once again, our students to participate in community service, and then obviously the families that we're helping with. Okay, it's October, which means we're talking MCAS. We're talking SGP again, Student Growth Percentile. This is how far we move the student from when they got here to when they took the test, okay? So it's very hard to compare the class of 2023 versus the class of 2021 and so forth. So it's easier to take a single class and show you how much they've learned, okay? In English language arts, 65.5% average. What does that mean? That means we had the 10th best average in the state, 300 plus schools. We had the 10th best growth for our students coming in the door. Keeping in mind they're coming from 13 different communities, different backgrounds, social economic, different courses they're taking. This is an English language arts, so 10th in the state. Also on the English language arts test, the state, if you recall back to last year, had a question that they ended up throwing out, and it affected some students' scores. And how it affected student scores is they might not have gotten eligible for the John and Abigail Adams scholarships. This is a scholarship that gives students, this year it's about 10% off a state or community college. So these students, we had 82 of them, they all passed the test, but they might not have had enough points to get that John and Abigail Adams scholarship. So we sent out, we communicated. We have 9 students who have taken the opportunity to take the test entirely over again. All 3 days, they're gonna take this test in November with the hopes of increasing their opportunity to get that John and Abigail Adams scholarship. So good for them,
Yep.
good for their families.
Yeah, definitely.
MCAS math, we finished 6th. Out of all vocational schools, not out of the whole state, sorry Dan, out of all vocational schools and our sending districts. So that's 35 schools, and we finished 6th out of all of them, okay? There's one school district ahead of us that we service. but everybody else is behind us. So 6 out of those 35. All right, we have 5 students that will be taken. I did not do a slide for science. Science is given to the freshmen. There's not an SGP category yet for that test, but we finished dead in the middle of these 35 schools once again. We were right there in the middle of everybody. So once again, our students doing a great job and our teachers doing a phenomenal job teaching and the students learning every day that they're here. And Ms. Palmer looks really happy in this picture. Oh. And now I'm going to pass it to Ms. Baldner.
Thank you.
Good evening. We're working really hard to improve our attendance this year. Our students can't grow and learn and become skilled if they're not here with the impeccable teachers who are teaching them, so we are working on attendance. And I'm pleased to let you know that based on our first month and 15 days of school, our attendance has already improved by 23% over last year. So we have 94 fewer absences in the first month and 15 days than we did last year. There's a lot of work going into this, a lot of boots on the ground, a lot of phone calls being made to families, and some initiatives for students to be in school on time and all day, but we're pleased with that growth. So we're hoping that trend continues as we head into the sniffly months.
Yeah, really.
A little bit of an update on co-op. We currently have 51 seniors out on co-op. We have about 9 seniors just in the works, getting their paperwork finished up, and we have over 3,000 hours worked already, with over $40,000 earned so far. You can also see on this chart the alignment by program, how many are out by shop. I won't read that out loud. I'll leave that for you, and make sure that you get a copy of this PowerPoint in your email a little bit later as well, so you can look at that a little bit more closely. I also wanted to showcase Bobby Fettig, who is commended by his employer for his excellent work on working at the overhead door. They are thrilled by his work ethic, his ability, and are really looking forward to having him be an employee in the long term.
I'm sorry, Sandy, if you just tap that once more.
I mean,
there we go.
There we go.
There's Bobby. Yeah.
We're all in sync.
There you go.
So Bobby is really doing an amazing job, and he's not the only one, but this employer took the time to write a nice letter thanking us for allowing Bobby to work there, and they're really looking forward to providing him with incentives to stay employed after graduation, and it's October. So
Nice.
That's really good stuff. I'll take a minute before I move on to talk about some things happening in our programs for the holiday season, to just show you what's going on here. So you'll see that I have an iPad in my hand that allows me to make transitions on the screen back over here, and will also allow that same thing to happen on the small screen behind us. So the Culinaris program is using the resources and technology provided by the district to do some demos. So what will happen is, as we progress, they'll use this area over here to do demos. As the demo's happening, it will be up on the screen behind, and a small shot of dicing or mixing can happen over here, so diners can be involved in the culinary experience. So they're pretty excited about that, and I wanted to share that with you tonight. We do have Pie Day coming up. And so that will happen on November 26th. These are the types of pies that will be offered, and I'll get you some more details and an online link coming soon. But we do have Pie Day coming soon.
Pies are good.
And the horticulture program has their holiday sales as well. They will be doing Thanksgiving floral arrangements. Again, that will be an online link available on our school website, and with pickup on the 26th. And they will also be doing a Christmas tree sale starting on the 3rd of December. And those trees and wreaths will be available until they are all gone. And that is the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy. Thanks, Mark. A lot of great information there. Before I continue.
Yeah, as far as open house goes, we have a couple signs in Duxbury, and I had an unsolicited comment of one of them that's I believe it came from a person that's active down in Duxbury anyway, but he was really speaking up positive about the school and wondering why we haven't been promoting Duxbury to the school sooner than this. but we got one or two down there. I think there's one on Bay Road, and one at Bennett's store that everybody goes by, so.
Very good.
Mr. Hickey, if I may.
Yes.
Just to add, we reached out to our community, our parents, and asked them if we could put signs on their lawns. And we had over 100 parents. We put this, it had to be on a main thoroughfare, that type of thing. We had over 100 parents, so much so that we didn't have enough signs to meet the demand. So I want to just say thank you to our parents and our supporters in towns that we service with you fine folks and those outside of town. They were also very supportive.
Yeah.
So thank you to them.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
former principal of Norwell Schools' daughter has one right in front of her house. I don't know, did the son come here? Remember, we met her down
We
at
did.
that.
Yes, he did.
Jessica Barrows
Yep.
was her maiden name.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great, the community support is second to none for this signature event.
Joseph's Garage has got one down there.
Yeah. We use a mix of old traditional, new media, sandwich boards, who knows, whatever it takes to get the word out. Mr. Chairman, the only other item I have is that it's the second month for the text from Computer Information Technology to bring to your attention. And with that, I will turn it back to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. All right, we'll move on to new business, donations. I ask for a motion to accept the items listed.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Hanover.
Second.
Second by Abington. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Surplus.
Make the motion that we declare the non-refrigerated display case as surplus.
Motion made by Hanover, second by
Second.
Norwell. Any discussion? All in favor? All right, opposed? Motion carries. Warrants.
Okay, warrants, 5A, 6, 2006, 6B, 7, 2007, 7A, 6,560, and 6,561, totaling $1,287,290.22.
Second by Whitman. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Any request of action? No? Okay. All right, at this time, I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Motion made by Whitman.
Second.
Second by Abington. Any discussion? All right, I
Roll
take a
call.
roll call.
Roll.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I knew that.
Okay. We're now in executive session. Thank you.